Hello everyone, it's me Clayton. I just finished watching The Menu, starring Anya Taylor-Joy, Nicholas Hoult, Ralph Fiennes, John Leguizamo, and Hong Chow. Now, when it comes down to the horror and comedy subgenres, making your audience laugh and making your audience scared are emotions that can come with each other, even if they happen to be separated in the film's two disparate tones. Films like Scream have certainly done that while also inserting some social commentary in with its horror and comedy. The Menu is very much in a similar vein, only it has an antagonist that really does show a lot of hard truths about the cooking world, and also it happens to do a great job in the acting ranges, especially for its main leads. But let's get to the story, shall we? The story revolves around a group of people who are going to a private island of a chef named Slowick, played by Ralph Fiennes. He has this restaurant called the Hawthorne, where he apparently trains the best chefs in the world to cook some of the best meals out there for the rich and wealthy. And while the night seems to go with Chef Slowick being a storyteller for his guests, it seems that some of the guests are a bit more eccentric than you'd expect, especially when it comes to how it's noticed by Margot, played by Anya Taylor Joy. She was brought over there by her boyfriend Tyler, played by Nicholas Hoult, and it seems that not only is Tyler a kind of a sycophant for Chef Slowick, but Mr. Slowick has a bit more of an eccentric way of handling his chefs and when it comes to how he prepares his meals. So it certainly will be a test of everyone's palates and everyone's sanity as they try to deal with Chef Slowick and his insane plans while he has everyone eating his food and also taking in the sights of his island. One thing that I really liked about this film is that Slowick really does feel like a well fleshed out antagonist who has his sympathetic moments, but also his moments to let you know he's a very dangerous man. He certainly has a lot of interesting things regarding him, and whether you agree with his certain comments about the cooking world and about how he got to where he is, he's still brought to life beautifully by Ralph Fiennes' performance. Since he was also the Tooth Fairy and Red Dragon, he's played sociopaths before, but never with this kind of edge to them. Not this specific kind. Think Gordon Ramsay mixed with the Jigsaw Killer, John Kramer. It's that kind of combination of sociopathy and genuine talents when it comes to cooking. Now, Anya Taylor Joy, I've certainly loved her in a lot of things that she's in, such as The Queen's Gambit, but I think she does play the the voice of reason rather well here, especially since she basically has the final girl archetype down to a T, while also managing to flesh it out with her own reactions and her own ways of getting through the night without getting herself killed. I really ended up liking her character, and I really felt that her reactions were capturing how the audience would feel about these scenarios. Nicholas Hoult, on the other hand, I feel like this is a very different kind of role for him. He ends up coming across as the annoying kind of sycophant who you know is trying so hard to please his idol when he really just comes across as desperate. And Nicholas Hoult does a good job capturing that while still having his own charm. And I think the funniest character of the film is probably John Leguizamo as this movie star. He hasn't been in a lot of stuff recently, but I'm glad he was given a chance to show off he's still got it here. And of course, Hong Chow does a great job as Ralph Fiennes' second in command, Elsa. And if you really are a foodie, this film will definitely delight your senses. But when it comes to the gorgeous looking shots of the food and the various different kind of dishes that are served throughout the film, it's a surprisingly beautiful looking film for one that doesn't look like it has the biggest overall budget. But it makes good use of everything that it has, from the island to the dining room area to the various types of cuisine that are made by the chefs. It certainly happens to pack a lot of suspense and a lot of violence into its 1 hour and 46-minute runtime. But the ending, I won't spoil here, but it actually made me appetizing something that was far more common than something you'd find at a fancy restaurant, if you catch my drift. So the menu certainly isn't for all palates, but for mine, it certainly managed to mix social commentary, horror, and comedy in equal measure. And that's why I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. See you next time.